In the consumer market, and here we're talking about divorce work, bankruptcy, personal injury, debt collection, that kind of work, I think it is more commoditized than it ever used to be. I mean, that word didn't exist a number of years ago. And more standardized, and therefore more cost sensitive than other areas of the practice. In the corporate world, general counsel have become much more sensitive to cost, not the per hour cost, but their total legal cost. And there's a pushback here that didn't exist before. Partly the general counsel merely accepted what was billed because they were from large law firms, and they understood it and they accepted what was being billed. But today they're getting pressure from their CFOs, their CEOs, to cut costs across the board. I listened to one general counsel a short while ago, and he said across the board the CFOs have said 10% cut in their budget. Well, law firm or no law firm, problem or no problem, there's got to be some acknowledgement by outside counsel in dealing with general counsel to help them achieve their requirements as part of their company. And in terms of corporate America, part of their attempt to control cost is to converge the number of lawyers and law firms that they're dealing with. So in many cases, for example, a corporation might have a couple of hundred outside counsel of firms in different parts of the country doing different kinds of work. In one big example, that was reduced to one. One major national law firm was given all the legal work of this particular corporation, a name you'd know if I mentioned it. And so, from 200 law firms down to one and anything in between, that convergence factor is putting a lot of pressure on outside law firms now to do what they do better, to understand their clients better, and to be more efficient in the process. There are very few matters in today's world that are so-called bet the company matters. And as a consequence, price becomes more important. Relationship with a client is what's going to get the business and keep the business. But at the same time, because it's more commoditized or routine, the lawyers have to be very much more sensitive to the pricing, to the overall legal costs. And in today's world, as I say, because they're not so much bet the company kinds of matters, no longer is it a requirement that we have the best lawyers. We merely have to have competent lawyers. And that causes us as lawyers to have to rethink the whole process. Thanks for joining us today. Obviously, there's much more that can be said on this subject, and on a lot more subjects that will help you become more efficient in the delivery of your legal services, more effective for your clients, and therefore more profitable for you. If you've got any thoughts about what we've discussed here, please let me know at edpoll@lawbiz.com or 800-837-5880. And if you have other ideas and topics, challenges that you'd like us to address in future editions of this series, please let me know as well. Thanks for joining us today.